Well, guess what we're fishing for today? We're down at Bagshot Lea Ponds in Surrey. After some bream, maybe some tench and carp might put in an appearance as well, and we're fishing with ground bait feeders. Let's see how we get on.
I fished it from a very early age and it's gone through a lot of changes, I must say, but it's one of my favourite venues in the spring. It's relatively shallow, 16 acres, so it warms up that much quicker than all the other fisheries, and the fish seem to go on a good munch well before other venues. The stock contains loads and loads of bream, averaging 5-6 pound, but you do get the odd 8-9 pounder now. Some cracking tension here. I think my girlfriend's dad had a 7-9 last year, and there's quite a few around that size. Catfish too, over 65. There's carp here too, 30 pound now, and you've got other species. You've got perch, pike, roach, hybrids, right the way down to small little rough-in places. So it's a fantastic mixed fishery and well worth a visit in the spring. Another great thing about the actual complex is it's very secure. You need a key to get in, there's a good fence around, so once you're in here you're very safe. The toilets are very clean, both sides of the fishery, so you can come in here and once fishing you can relax, your car is safe, and you can just do what you love, and that's enjoy your fishing.
Well, it's not been overly hectic this morning. We've had 8 fish now, that's average size, and they're coming through in waves. We like often getting 1 or 2 fish each, and then having a recast and wait for a little while before they come back on. But yeah, not as hectic as we were expecting, but we're catching. Wind's picking up, and that's making things a little bit difficult because we're fishing at about 14 wraps and a crosswind. It's a nice, fairly warm westerly, but I've had to put my jacket on. Even so, we're getting there, and hopefully the action will build up a bit as we put more bait out. Normally does with a bream. Better get back to it. Well, fishing's definitely gone a bit slow, hasn't it? We had first cast, both Duncan's rods went off almost simultaneously. We had 2 fish on at the same time. Then we had a few more, didn't we?
Yep.
And then what's it, about 10:30, 11:15 now, and it's really gone quiet. But anyway, time for a brew and yeah, chat. So I'm going to show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh, really? It's a bit cold for that, isn't
it? If I can find it in the pocket somewhere. Well, we're both fishing feeders today. We're both after bream, but we're doing something slightly different, really. I'm fishing flat method feeders. You know, the large size ones, just like the match guys use. We're both using kind of a mixture of ground bait, a few pellets in it. My problem with using one of these is that I can't use any maggots, because if you put them in the mould they don't compress very well and your ground bait ends up breaking up. So I'm using one of those, but the benefit really of using that, we've got quite a strong crosswind that's picked up, is they cast really well. You know, it's quite a compact unit when it's loaded with bait. Very accurate, well, in the right hands it is, and it casts really well even in the wind. But you're doing something slightly different.
I don't really like the flatbed because I think you've got to get your ground bait correct, and you cast, it comes off, and too much kind of faffing around for me. I like the easy life, so I use a cage feeder, and the advantage on this is I can just put some ground bait in, put some maggots in, and then plug it all down, quickly cast out. This time of year it's still, you know, I'm not fishing over a load of bait, I'm just wanting to attract 1 fish at a time. I'm clipped up, so I'm slowly building a swim, but as you say, the disadvantage of these is they're not that finesse when it's casting, especially in a side wind like this or a headwind. You drop a bit of distance,
yeah,
don't
it's
you?
just a little bit more tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're both working, we're both catching fish, so it's you pays your money, you take your choice really. We're both using just a fish meal based ground bait today. I'm using a method mix, and because I'm a bit tight, I've mixed it 2 parts of the method ground bait to 1 part of a fine brown crumb. Just makes it go a bit further really and break up a little bit quicker. To that I've added just couple of handfuls really of 3mm coarse feed pellets, just to give it a little bit more bulk and a bit of feed value in there as well. Because I'm on the method, I can't really add maggots or anything, because when you try and force them into the mould, they don't compress properly, so I've left them out of my mix and just using maggots on the hook on one rod and pellet on the other. And this key thing really is not rush to making your ground bait. You're really looking for a consistency in the end that's sort of like that, where it's not too wet, but when you compress it in your hand it just holds together. But you know, you rub it and it will break back down into particles. And yeah, a little bit of practice, but if you can get it like that, don't rush it. Add some water and then let it stand for about 10 minutes. It'll dry out a little bit. Add a little bit more water just to bring it back to where it really needs to be, and then you'll get the mix exactly right. And that's all there is to it really. Well, considering how cold it is, we've had quite a nice day's fishing, and this will probably be the last one I have before I pack up. So hope you've enjoyed watching. We'll see you again soon. Take care now, bye bye.